Welcome to our channel. In this channel, we study science subjects. Today we are going to study chemistry, and a part of chemistry that we are going to study is a part known as acid. The first question says, a substance that produces hydroxonium ion as the only positive ion when it dissolves in water is best described as dash. A. Base. B. Acid. C. Oxygen. D. Chlorine. In this question, the correct answer is B. Acid. Acid is a substance that produces hydroxonium ion as the only positive ion when it dissolves in water. The next question says, which of the following is not a physical property of an acid? A. It turns blue litmus paper red. B. It has a sour taste. C. It is neutral to litmus paper. D. It conducts electricity in aqueous solution. In this question, the correct answer is C. It is neutral to litmus paper. There are many properties of acid. There are many physical properties of an acid. One of the physical properties of an acid is that an acid turns blue litmus paper red. An acid has a sour taste, and studies have shown that an acid can conduct electricity in aqueous solution. All these things are facts about acid except option C. The next question says, which of the following is responsible for the sour taste of palm wine when exposed to air? A. Lactic acid. B. Ethanoic acid. C. Base. D. Chlorine. In this question, the correct answer is B. Ethanoic acid. Studies have shown that acids generally have sour taste, and there is an acid known as ethanoic acid. This acid can be found in a palm wine when a palm wine is exposed to air. Studies have shown in chemistry that when a fresh palm wine is exposed to the atmosphere, the oxygen in the air will get into the palm wine and react with the compound in the palm wine known as ethanol. And when there is oxidation of ethanol in the palm wine, it will lead to production of what we call ethanoic acid. This ethanoic acid will now give the palm wine a sour taste. So this ethanoic acid is what is responsible for the sour taste of palm wine when exposed to air. The next question says, tetraoxosulfate acid burns the skin by dash. A. Hydration. B. Dehydration. C. Photolysis. D. Esterification. In this question, the correct answer is B. Dehydration. Studies have shown that there is an acid called tetraoxosulfate acid. This acid is a dehydrating agent and it burns the skin by dehydration. Dehydration is a chemical process that deals with the removal of water. So this acid burns the skin by removing water from the skin tissues. So it burns the skin by dehydration. The next question says, the acids that ionize completely in aqueous solution are called dash. A. Strong acids. B. Weak acids. C. All of the above. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. Strong acids. Strong acids are those acids that ionize completely in aqueous solution. The next question says, the best way of diluting acid in the laboratory is by dash. A. Pouring water into acid. B. Pouring acid into water. C. Pouring water and kerosene into acid. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Pouring acid into water. Studies have shown in chemistry that an acid can be diluted with water, and the best way of diluting acid with water in the laboratory is by pouring the acid gradually into water. It's not encouraging to dilute acid by pouring water into an acid, but pouring acid gradually into water is a good way of diluting acid molecule in the laboratory. The next question says, the following are strong acids except dash. A. Tetraoxosulfasis acid. B. Hydrochloric acid. C. Trioxonitrate 5 acid. D. Ethanoic acid. In this question, the correct answer is D. Ethanoic acid. There are different examples of strong acids. These strong acids include tetraoxosulfasis acid, hydrochloric acid, trioxonitrate 5 acid, but ethanoic acid is not a strong acid, rather it is a weak acid. The next question says, the number of replaceable hydrogen ion in one molecule of an acid is best described as dash. A. Basicity. B. Baking soda. C. Neutralization. D. Esterification. In this question, the correct answer is A. Basicity. Studies have shown that basicity of an acid is the number of replaceable hydrogen ion in that acid. The number of replaceable hydrogen ion in one molecule of an acid is best described as basicity. The next question says, the basicity of ethanoic acid is dash. A. 2. B. 5. C. 1. D. 3. In this question, the correct answer is C. 1. Studies have shown that the basicity of ethanoic acid is 1. When you look at ethanoic acid, the number of replaceable hydrogen ion in this acid is only 1. That's why its basicity is 1. The next question says, concentrated acid contains dash water than dilute acid. A. Less water. B. More water. C. 0 water. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. Less water than dilute acid. A concentrated acid contains little amount of water in it, but a dilute acid contains high amount of water in it. So concentrated acid contains less water than dilute acid. That is why concentrated acid are corrosive than even dilute acid. The next question says, the reaction above is best described as dash. A. Esterification. B. Neutralization. C. Photolysis. D. Dehydration. In this question, the correct answer is B. Neutralization. Neutralization is a reaction that involves an acid and a base, leading to formation of salt and water. From this equation, we can see that sodium hydroxide reacted with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. This reaction is called neutralization because it's a reaction that involves a base and an acid. So any reaction in chemistry that requires an acid and a base, or that involve an acid and a base to form salt and water only, is best described as neutralization. The next question says, which of the following acids is useful in food chemistry for making fruit juice? A. Hydrochloric acid. B. Tetraoxosulfate 6 acid. C. Trioxonitrate 5 acid. D. Citric acid. In this question, the correct answer is D. Citric acid. Studies have shown in chemistry that there is an acid that is highly useful in production of fruit juice. This acid is called citric acid. This citric acid is used by food chemists during the production of fruit juice. The next question says, the following are constituents of trioxonitrate 5 acid except dash. A. Hydrogen. B. Oxygen. C. Nitrogen. D. Sulfur. In this question, the correct answer is D. Sulfur. This acid called trioxonitrate 5 acid is one of the inorganic acids in chemistry, and this acid contains different elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, and even nitrogen, but this acid lacks an element known as sulfur. The next question says, the following are organic acids except dash. A. Lactic acid. B. Amino acid. C. Ethanoic acid. D. Trioxonitrate 5 acid. In this question, the correct answer is D. Trioxonitrate 5 acid. There are different examples of organic acids, and one of these organic acids is lactic acid. We have amino acid, ethanoic acid, and other acids. But trioxonitrate 5 acid is inorganic acid. It is not an organic acid. If this is the first time you are watching our video, if this is the first time you are joining this channel, Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you can study other topics that we have treated in this channel. This channel is a channel where we treat different science subjects. This is a channel where we study different science subjects and make it easy for a better understanding.